high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
A fresh perspective on the great outdoors.
What did you do this week that was fun? My weekly Wisco was actually going to be the snowfall. Now that's enough for the year. That's my opinion of it.
Now you're over.
I'm over the snowfall. It is nice for hunting because you can see the animals a little more clearly, but I will take the end of the snowfall.
Raised in Wisco with Joe Clayfish and Danielle Fairman. Find the podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Pete Schwaba on the next Nightlight. I welcome Civic Media weatherman Mace Michaels, Madison film critic Rob Thomas talks Avatar, then photographer James Netz talks Christmas in Hayward. Let's light it up.
The opinions that you may hear us express, expressly or otherwise, over the public's airways, is in no way to represent the opinions expressed or otherwise by our management, producers, sponsors, or various members of their staffs or their families or few friends.
Nor should these views express the opinions of the broadcasters, the disc jockeys, the salesmen, the program and music directors, and their secretaries and girlfriends and wives and their staff.
Unless, of course, we are willing to assume that we can assume the responsibility that their opinions will not influence anyone else's opinions.
Or their family and friends.
And staff.
I'm still getting acclimated here this morning. See, it's so loud. Okay, there we go. 92.7 WMDX. Good morning, Madison. This is the John and Gordy Show. And my name is Aaron. We've got Jamie.
Hello.
We got producer Dom.
How's it going?
How y'all doing?
Well, we're here. And we were here a week ago, and it is a much different story weather-wise. It's
so
melting
nice
today. It's actually melting.
It is
already.
so nice. It's going to be a weather warm-up today, and we're going to talk a little bit more about weather later on in the show. We'll give you a preview of that. This is like become a Wednesday morning hootenanny.
It's a habit. We've officially started a habit. What do they say? 21 days, and you officially have a habit if you stick with it. We're like at 21 days, 3 weeks, right?
I'm in a bowling league every Tuesday night. And so like we always hang out after we are on the west side. We bowl at Schwegler's, and then they're always like, oh, yeah, let's go have a beer at the bar. Let's go eat some food. And then I'm like, yeah, I got to do the morning show again in the morning. And then one of my teammates was like, didn't you say you were done with that the week prior? And I'm like, no, I'm just doing one more. And then last night again, he was like, I thought you were done with that last week. And I'm like, no, I'm just doing one more. I'm kind of feeling at this point that I'll be doing this every single Wednesday for the rest of eternity.
We might. And that's okay. Well, not for eternity. Eventually, we'll get things back to normal. But, John and Gordy are helping us out across the Civic Media Network doing the afternoon. So we need a little help in the morning. So it's been a plethora of people.
It has. And how has it been waking up this time around? Because, I think the first time, I think it was difficult for you guys. How about now?
I want you to do me a favor, Dom. Ready?
Uh-huh.
Look at the bags under my eyes. Does it ever get any better? I'm not entirely sure.
Well, I think when you get up this early, it's just perpetual bags. In fact, I got up this morning. I'm getting ready. I looked in the mirror. Do you ever have those moments when you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, God, I actually have to go out and be present in front of people right now? I had one of those moments this morning.
I was just, I was so tired. I went to bed and then I woke up and then it was 2:53 a.m. and then I went back to bed and then it was 4:45 and then I'm like 10 more minutes. I rolled in here at like 5:45, but mentally I was preparing for the show the entire way in.
Right. Well, you have to do that. You really do.
Because we meet yesterday, we meet the day before, and then we come in, and then we mentally prepare right before the show, and we write some things down. So anyway, glad to be here today again. Jamie, Dom, it's always so much fun. The phone lines are always open this morning. If you'd like to call us.
Hey, and we know the number this time. Last week, we didn't know the number.
But
we're ready. We're ready this time.
It is 608-879-8255. Hello to everybody watching on StreamYard. You could do that if you want to watch us as we get the day started. As you get your day started with us right here on 92.7 WMDX. And also, you can text in through the free Civic Media app. If you don't have our free app yet, get it in the Google Play or App Store and grab it for free. Open up the app, find 92.7 WMDX, and then use the text button at the bottom of your screen. This sounds so rehearsed because we've talked about it like a million times.
It is rehearsed in our brain because we do talk about it so often, but it's really not. It's all impromptu this morning, people. I promise. All impromptu, extemporaneous speaking, as I was told in my debate classes long ago. I was a state champion debater nationwide, too, by the way.
I would not want to debate you.
I was. By the time I was a sophomore in high school, because the program that I was in South Dakota, we could start in 7th grade. So by the time I was a sophomore in high school, I was already a nationwide debater and had won first place a couple different times.
I'm learning something new from every single day. Wow.
Fun facts. I know.
I was a high school bowler. Does that explain a lot in my later life?
When you came in this morning, in fact, I said, how was bowling? How did you do? And you told me what was the score last night?
I threw a 653 last night.
I was like, even with the gutter rails up, I'm not getting anywhere close to that.
Also, I did throw a gutter ball on one of my first balls.
Oh.
And then when you do that, when you're like in an adult league, the guys behind you just it just gets a little quieter. They're like, we're going to give that guy some space. We're going to give him a moment to recombobulate and get it all back together. Hey, we've got a big show this morning because coming up at 6:35, we're going to talk about the challenges that you face when you're going back home or reuniting with relatives, friends, and family members for the holidays. And then coming up a little bit later in the show at 7:35, we're going to be speaking with my friend Scott Rippey of Rippeyology, and he does weather blogging. He's a social media personality, very, very good at just forecasting weather, but his weather has a little bit of a snark to it that makes it fun to watch.
Yes, absolutely. And he is very good. And so we're excited to talk to him because, well, we were just talking about the warmth this morning. It's almost balmy today. Like for Wisconsin in December, it's almost balmy. Because just 2 days ago, it was face stinging, face numbing, appendages freezing it within just a couple of seconds. So at least today we can be outside. I even had the coat unzipped coming in.
Oh, it was brutal. It was brutal. I was in Milwaukee all weekend and it was just so cold. And my friends live like so close. They live down on the 3rd Ward and I was staying downtown and I'm like, well, do you want to walk to me? Should I walk to you? And they're like, I don't think I can do it. I think I'm going to Uber. It's 0.3 miles between us and we're just going to Uber it. So
I know the past few weeks, it took me a while to start my car. So I had to wake up about 20 minutes earlier than I normally do just so I can keep my car from dying.
Was it double beanie? What kind of weather?
It was double beanie kind of weather. Yep.
Double beanie.
You know, I had.
Do you have a beanie on today?
I don't.
Let's see that beanie.
Do you have it?
You
He's got it with him though.
Here's what I'll do.
Put it on.
Got to take the headphones off first. There we go.
All right. For everyone checking on YouTube, this is my beanie of the day.
Love it.
Yes.
Might I add that you are wearing Packers colors?
You are.
And you're a Bears guy, which we're going to talk about that later in the show. What's up? Did you do that for me?
I did that for you guys. Yeah. I feel sometimes I feel a little bad for the Packers. I don't know.
Wow. No, wait a minute.
Throwing some shade already.
Hold on. When this show is over. When this show is over, you are going to go back and you are going to cut that for the promo. Don't ever forget that you said that this morning.
I regret my decisions.
How are you doing, Producer Dom, with the neighbor when you wake up in the morning? Do you guys have lunch yet? Did you do anything?
I actually haven't seen him this whole week, and I'm starting to get a little nervous. Like, where did he go? I miss our little 30-second talk in the elevator and out the door. But I haven't seen him in the past few days. Maybe he's sick or something. But we were talking before the show how I should really get together and maybe make a meal for him.
Sure.
Do you miss him?
I do miss him.
You do?
I do.
Your routine's been jolted.
That 30-second elevator ride is so lonely now.
It's true. I miss our little talks.
Maybe he's just gone for the holidays. Maybe he's visiting somebody.
You never know. You could. Look, this could end up being your best friend. You don't even know it. They're in their building. You pass each other. It's sometimes difficult, though, for guys to become friends with other guys later in life. I feel like there's like a weird, we get busy. We've got our families. We've got whatever going on. Like, you have to make the extra effort, I feel like, as a guy sometimes to befriend others in some way.
I don't know. As a female, too, it's not any easier, honestly. And then you get really busy. And if you have families, it's the same kind of thing, right? Where you just don't have the time to commit. Now, I have a group of friends that I've had for, oh gosh, some of us for 25, 30 years, literally. And we're spread all over the world at this point. So the first Friday of every month, we have a committed point of contact where we get onto Zoom or Google Meet. It's whoever basically sets it up. And then we have cocktails together. No matter where we're at, we have our cocktail in hand, and it's just a really great way to catch up. And over the years, our group has ebbed, it's flowed. We've added our own daughters into the mix. We've brought in different friends. And so I think the last one we had this month, there was probably 40 of us in that. It was just, it was so much
big
fun.
Virtual meeting.
It is, but it's so much fun. And some of these women, honestly, they have been a lifeline in so many different ways. And so it's really fun to see new people come into the mix and then see those faces that I've known since basically middle school.
So it's kind of like this time of the year. I really love the get-togethers with the White Elephant Exchange. I always love the get-togethers with Friendsgiving. Those are always fun. But those are the ones that are kind of built in throughout the year. It's a little bit more challenging when you get in that rut. You're working, you're doing all the million things to actually like get a group together to have an outing.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. COVID taught us a lot about the virtual world, and I love 3D. I love seeing people in 3D. That's how I refer to it. But 2D, when, you have friends in Scotland who have lived there for like the last 20 years, I'm not getting down the block to see them very often. So.
You could, Jamie, if you win the Powerball, because that is up to $1.25 billion today. Is it today?
It's today.
The drawing's today.
Tonight, yeah. 10 o'clock, 9:59, something like that, I believe. I believe it's 9:59.
Are you buying a ticket?
I don't usually buy tickets. I don't.
Just do one.
I know. I should.
Just for the hell of it. Just
and
buy
not
one.
to mention the fact that on Monday's Powerball drawing, we actually had two $50,000 winners here in Wisconsin. One of them bought a ticket at the Piggly Wiggly in Hartford, and there was another $50,000 ticket sold in Sun Prairie at Quick Trip. So, I mean, $50,000 even this time of year? Come on now.
I'm going to have to start shopping the pig. That's going to be something I have to do. We grew up with Piggly Wiggly in my hometown, and I just thought it was a local thing. And then I end up moving off to college, then moving down to Madison, and I start seeing people wearing sweatshirts with the pig on it.
I think it's crazy because it's become its own like clothing brand. I know I have a friend who has some socks that have Piggly Wiggly on them.
It was the same thing with me. I didn't even know Piggly Wiggly existed until I came to Wisconsin, because we always had something similar called a Jewel Osco.
Yes.
Jewel Osco.
I think it's similar, and that's where I got all my groceries and stuff. I never really chose Piggly Wiggly, but
I went to the Cottage Grove Piggly Wiggly 1 week ago to renew my license because I forgot. There's a kiosk there.
I forget there's one in Cottage Grove.
Yeah.
Shows what I know.
It's I got bananas and license. There you go. That's what I got at my local Piggly Wiggly.
Since when did we get to the point when merch was popular from grocery stores and convenience stores? And then there's the chain in Iowa that's now, I think, something else, Come and Go. That was a big chain.
Oh,
if you drive
South
through
Dakota.
Iowa. Yeah, in South Dakota.
Yep.
So a lot of people wear that merch.
We've got the Buc-ee's that we're getting here in Wisconsin. I mean,
the one in Oak Creek.
Oh, Buc-ee's are amazing.
What is a Buc-ee? I've never been.
It's like a little gas station city is what it is.
Somebody should text in right now. So if you open up the Civic Media app and find 92.7 WMDX, tell producer Dom what is waiting for him at a Buc-ee's if you've never been to one before.
I feel like I should. I mean, I don't know where they are, but
So picture getting gas in your car, your favorite pastry with a cup of coffee, and then being able to do shopping, like knocking off your entire Christmas list for mom, dad, girlfriend, siblings, everybody. You can do it all. There's amazing like food options.
Have you been to Disney?
I have. Yes,
well,
I have.
This is the Disney of convenience stores.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, they're
You persuaded
amazing.
me.
They're amazing. Buc-ee's are awesome.
All right.
Very excited about this.
Well, there's a big weekend ahead, not just because it's the final shopping weekend of the year, but there's also a big event happening on Saturday nights, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. Again, you can chat with us this morning with the phone lines at 608-879-8255. You can also text us through the free Civic Media app as we wake up on this Wednesday morning, 6:19. I hope you're off to a great start. No need for so many layers like we had to have last week.
So awesome.
This is the John and Gordy Show. It's Aaron and Jamie on 92.7 WMDX.
Bobby Sue, took the money and run. Go on, take the money. take my money and run.
92.7 WMDX. News that thinks, talk that matters.
Hearing loss is frustrating. If you're not sure what others are saying in conversations because of loud background noise, why not call Madison Hearing Aid Center? 608-249-4077 is their number. They offer fast and flexible appointments. Talk to Jim or Sarah. They're helping people change their lives with better hearing. Get a free hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com, 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. Tell them John and Gordy sent you.
As the season of celebration begins, David J. Frank Landscape extends heartfelt thanks to their clients, their community, and everyone who made 2025 a year of growth. While the snow falls, the David J. Frank team remains hard at work, keeping properties safe and beautiful all winter long, and designing next spring's dream yards. From their family to yours, happy holidays. From David J. Frank, Wisconsin's trusted landscape partner since 1959. Visit davidjfrank.com to start planning your 2026 landscape today.
Happy holidays, happy holidays, happy holidays.
Oh, hello, everyone. Judy Summers from Summers Tree Farm, located on Rocky Dell Road, 3 miles west of Middleton, exit 250 Airport Road. The farm opens the day after Thanksgiving, 8 to 5 daily. We close at noon Christmas Eve. Visit our website at summerschristmastreefarm.com. We look forward to seeing you. Happy holidays from the Summers family.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Listen, retirement is the long game. We can't play about our future or our finances. Let's put ourselves in the right position.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org, brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
How many times must we take this disgrace? Another Bears fan throwing insults in our face. The Packers are the greatest team to ever play the game, even if from time to time they've been a little lame. How could you ever love a team with Jim McMahon? Not even Porky Pig was as big a him. They got a reputation that's mostly based on luck. The Bears still suck. The Bears still suck.
How do you like that, Ed? How do you like that, Tom? Huh?
I want to cry and sit.
He's our Bears fan. It is the John and Gordy Show, 92.7 WMDX. Good morning, Madison. 6:23. Going to be a warmer day today. I think we may hit 40, close to 40.
Yeah,
upper
it's
30s.
going to be awesome. They're actually putting a little salt out right now because it's a little freezy right now, and things have melted, so there's a little bit of a glaze. So I'm watching a neat little sidewalk spreader
That
thing
looks like
out
a
there.
fun job, right? That looks like fun.
It really does.
When they fire me here, I'm going to spread the salts all over the city.
Thought
of
I
Madison.
was fired this morning.
Packers Bears this weekend, big rivalry. This is a bigger game than normal. Normally, we get to this time of the year, and it's kind of over because the Packers usually are already going to be the team that everybody expects to win, but not this year. I'm coming to your defense, Bears fans, this morning. Saturday night, 7:20, I think it is. It's going to be the game that really defines whether or not this team is got a fighting chance, the green and gold, to make it to the postseason. And I'm just sounding not so optimistic for some reason.
Well, let's be real. Watching Micah Hyde go down with an ACL injury last weekend Micah Hyde. He hasn't been with the team in 10 years.
That was like the Super Bowl team for
I'm tired.
Bum, bum, ba-dum.
I'm tired. I'm sorry. Plus, I was thinking about the Bears still suck, and I feel like
You're
we
talking
need
about
some
Micah
sort of
Parsons.
Yes,
But
thank you.
You had the Micah, right?
I did. We need like a sing along or something. Here's what I would argue, though. If you watch that game, the Parsons injury was not what derailed them in Denver last weekend. It was actually the Zach Tom injury when he went down on the O-line, which then became a complete disaster. Jordan Love absolutely had no protection or no time in the pocket, and offense kind of stalled between that and Christian Watson also hurting chest, shoulder, whatever it was. But by the way, Zach Tom and Christian Watson, slim chance probably, but still have a chance to play.
I'm going to blame it on the altitude, and it just wasn't a good game, and it is what it is. So this game is really big.
It is.
One, because it is a good fighting chance for either team to not only win the division or go into the postseason, but also there's going to be those parties that we're all at where there's always going to be a nagging Bear fan. Just
of course.
Poking you, just bothering you.
So let's look at Dom right away. So how do you feel about this weekend's game as the resident Bears fan?
They for so many years, the Bears have been terrible, and I'll admit that. But this is the first year I believe that we do have a fighting chance. I just want the Packers and Bears to be friends, right? Why can't we be friends? Okay. Well,
you're saying that as you wear Packers colors this morning. So if you're watching the live stream right now, you can see Dom's got his green and gold. Well, you don't have gold on, but you have green on.
Packers green, by the way. Or you're wearing a Bucks sweatshirt. It could be Bucks green too, but we don't claim the Bucks this year.
They
do we?
can't see the logo on StreamYard, so that's okay.
They can't. That's true. Our cameras aren't tall enough. Here's the thing, though. If you are a Packers fan, you also need to be rooting for the Steelers this weekend.
So tell me more about the implications of that. But wait, we have to win first, right? Because the game's on Sunday. That game's on Sunday?
Steelers and Lions are on Sunday at 3:25. Yes.
Okay, so if we do our part.
Right.
What if we don't do our part?
I haven't researched that enough to know that yet, because this is that time of year where there's always like these mathematical, right? And I don't get into the mathematical. All I know is at this point, if the Steelers can pull off the upset, which against the Lions at Ford Field,
I'm cheering for Aaron Rodgers all the way. Some people have to. Some people don't like the guy. I'm just going to keep cheering for him because he played really well over the weekend. And look, did you watch the documentary? Because I have a change of heart after watching the documentary.
I have not watched the documentary yet. What was the change of heart?
I just feel like I'm more connected to the guy. I don't know what it is. I like the guy a lot more.
Does anybody really connect with him? That's the weird part with Aaron Rodgers.
He just doesn't. He feels like he has no obligation to live his life in the public spotlight. But he does because he's a public figure. But he just feels like it doesn't matter to him. He doesn't care. He doesn't understand the obsession with it. And he's married.
Yes. And nobody's ever met this woman. If you even teammates, even best friends, going back to the David Bakhtiaris of the world, because by the way, they're still besties, Randall Cobb, none of these people have met this woman that he's married to. They didn't even know he was married. And they've been vocal about it. They've talked about it. They're like, we have no idea who she is, nor have we met her.
608-879-8255. Do the Packers have a chance to beat the Bears this weekend?
I think there's always a chance.
I know there's always a chance, but I'm just feeling a little weird about it. And Matt in Middleton, what do you think? Do we actually have a chance to win this game on Saturday, or am I just folding to the Bears fans at this point?
Good morning, guys. Thanks for filling in. Unfortunately, no, we're going to lose. The momentum is all with the Bears. They have confidence. They are very well coached. Their defense impressed me. I had no idea they were that good. I don't pay attention to every game. I'm not a person who watches football all day Sunday, so I did not even know that the Denver Broncos and the Chicago Bears were as good as they are.
Are you a Bears fan or are you a Packers fan?
Well, I'm a Packers fan. I moved to Wisconsin at the age of 11, started watching during the Brett Favre, Mike Holmgren days, and we were a beast, so I only know the Packers as being good. So it's I'm prepared for the reality that you just can't
True story.
Going forever, you know.
True story, Matt. Thank you for the phone call. You can text in too through the Civic Media app. Who do you think's winning this one?
I'm going to say Packers.
All right.
Because I'm always going to be eternally optimistic.
I'm going to go 28-3 Bears.
I got to get more positive this morning.
28-3. Listen to him.
Jeez. Another big weekend coming up. We're talking holidays right around the corner. It's the John and Gordy Show, 92.7 WMDX. Good morning.
Curiosity required. Partisanship optional. Our lakes are gorgeous. Just don't swim in them. 92.7 WMDX, keeping Madison honest, one broadcast at a time.
Did you know the average reindeer antlers grow up to 2 inches a day? Jeff Phillips is the owner of Reindeer Games in Erin, Wisconsin. He gives us a behind-the-scenes look at what reindeer antler growth looks like year-round.
The late summer comes when the reindeer finish growing their antlers. Both male and female have antlers, and they go in. The velvet starts to get kind of gray and rough looking, and all of a sudden one day you'll go out and they'll have rubbed that velvet off of their hard antlers, which for them is a natural, very easy thing. We help them a little bit along the way. And pretty soon they've got a nice, shiny, bright set of antlers to use for play and protection in the fall during, again, the rut season.
Reindeer Games spends their fall and early winter displaying reindeer across southeastern Wisconsin. Stick around. We'll have more news right after this.
Did you know you can leverage crop insurance to benefit your bottom line? Ag Country Farm Credit Services can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 800-450-9858 to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Winter is a good time to evaluate your livestock's health. BioVet loves seeing healthy animals contribute to your farm's profitability. Freeing up your time for the holidays is at the top of our list. When you choose BioVet microbial and nutritional products to keep your livestock out of the sick pen and healthy, you'll enjoy more time with your family this holiday season. Many thanks and warm wishes from our BioVet family to yours. Help your livestock stay healthy and call 1-800-BioVet1 or visit bio-vet.com.
Wisconsin's Ag Day at the Capitol has been set for January 21st. It'll take place at the Monona Terrace. The event is the largest gathering of farmers from across the state, and they represent a wide variety of farm groups. Their goal, to learn more about issues impacting Wisconsin agriculture and meet with their state legislator. It's important that all those planning to attend call the offices of their legislators in advance to schedule an appointment between 3 and 5 p.m. on the day of the event. More news comes out of Brillion, Wisconsin. More than 1,000 snowshoe enthusiasts from across the globe will attend the World Snowshoe Championships, U.S. Nationals Snowshoe Championships, and Open Championship on December 18th through the 21st. It's the first time the events will be coming to the state of Wisconsin, and organizers are excited to bring the competition to a new audience. For more details and the full story, be sure to visit MidwestFarmReport.com. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Kylie Allen.
Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
Mostly sunny today, our high right around 36 this afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with some light rain developing after midnight. And then tomorrow, showers before noon. Then rain will mix with snow, falling temperatures through the afternoon as well. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 33.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
where working people come to talk. It's The Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network. Join me for an honest approach to the issues American working families care about. No talking points, no focus groups. Get ready for a heavy dose of democracy, fairness, grit, and no apologies. It's current affairs from a working class labor perspective. Facts are center, science is real, and everyone gets a seat at the table. The Rick Smith Show, weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Pete Schwaba on the next Nightlight. I welcome Civic Media weatherman Mace Michaels, Madison film critic Rob Thomas talks Avatar, then photographer James Nett.
When we score, I do the Pacarena. Packer fans do it from Gentle to Nina. We all want more. Another Pack score in 96. Reggie White we vote for.
Mark does a touchdown and he does a Pacarena. Reggie White sacks the quarterback, he does a Pacarena. Robert pushes to the stands and he does a Pacarena. Green Bay Pacarena.
92.7 WMDX. It is the John and Gordy show. Good morning, Madison. 6:35. Warm up today. Jamie in for Gordy, and I'm in for John. How does that work?
Whatever. We're not John and Gordy, by the way.
Hey, the Pacarena. Big shout out to my dear friend and a friend of our company here, Civic Media, Jane Matnair, retiring after a really storied career in Milwaukee radio. So anybody who knows Jane, anybody who's listened to this station before has heard of Jane Matnair. Shout out to you, Jane. We love you, and we wish you a very happy retirement. But Jane was part of the production of the Pacarena way back in 1996.
The year they won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Yeah. There was some momentum there. I mean, not the same momentum we're maybe feeling this weekend going into that game, but it was pretty cool.
I'm negative this morning about it. I'm negative about the game, and I'm a Packers fan. I'm just feeling a little down today.
It's gonna
on that
be
game.
it's gonna be interesting, and I think people are feeling down because of the amount of injuries to really star players on the team that they sustained in last weekend. So I get it. We'll see. You know what? It's just football.
It's just football. Mark from the Sack on the text line. Like the song from Oklahoma, the farmer and the cowboy should be friends. The Packers and Bear fans should be friends. The Vikings, however, I agree. They are not nice fans.
Vikings fans. Okay. And if you're a Vikings fan, you might be a perfectly wonderful person. We lived in the Twin Cities for quite some time. And we obviously had a lot of friends who were Vikings fans. Insufferable. They think there's this huge rivalry. And we were talking about it at the break. The year that Minneapolis hosted the Super Bowl, we were living there. And we had so many friends because the offseason, always their favorite time of year if you're in Minneapolis. They thought they were going to take the trophy, and we're like, nope, you're going to watch that baby come in, and then you're going to watch it go right out the door. And that's exactly what happened.
So a big weekend, not only for sports, but we are also gearing up for the holidays because a week from today is Christmas Eve. A week from tomorrow is Christmas Day. This always is a touchy subject, but I can imagine that this year, more than ever, is going to be a touchier subject, and that is, how do you just get out of having to have those political discussions with family members during the holidays? Setting boundaries. We're going to talk about that here in a moment. Thankfully for me, you guys, we're all pretty much aligned with the same stuff. And we honestly don't really want to talk. We make like subtle jokes, but we pretty much just don't have to have that discussion. And there's only a couple people that do, and usually they're not always at every family function, but it's one of those things that we all just realize we are all a little different, but we all kind of come together and we just don't talk about politics in general. So thankfully I don't have to deal with this, but do you have to bow out of family politics or holiday politics?
All right. So let me tell you, I grew up in South Dakota, so obviously very red state. A majority of my family is aligned with, different politics than I am. Now, I don't spend the holidays with them, but just as a general rule, we don't talk about politics because we all have such differing opinions. And that's okay because I love my family. I don't need to talk about those things with my family. There are other things that we can have discussions on when we are together. And they don't necessarily agree with me. I don't really care what they think. And honestly, I don't think they should care what I think either, because that's not what family should be doing. But there's always that one person at the family event, right? You always got the drunk uncle, right? Let's be honest, who's had too many brandies, too many, little too much peppermint schnapps and the hot cocoa there, who always has to bring it up. Because it's just what happens.
It just happens this way. Experts say that avoiding political discussions with family during the holidays involves setting clear boundaries, preparing neutral conversation topics, and having graceful exit strategies, with the goal of prioritizing those family bonds, as Jamie mentioned, and having some peaceful atmosphere over political debate. So through the text line, what have been your strategies to getting out of those conversations, or what was the worst situation that happened to you, and how did you manage it? Did you just leave? Did you excuse yourself? Did you say, I'm going home, I'm out? You can call us at 608-879-8255. These could be really bad stories. We're open to the good, the bad, and the ugly. If you're not too comfortable sharing over the phone, you can always text us through the free Civic Media app. And there's some strategies, Jamie, on what you can do to prepare yourself and what to do if it escalates.
I mean, and it kind of depends on what your situation is. And so experts give us several different scenarios. So a proactive strategy, which would be before your holiday gathering, meaning you set the boundaries, as you mentioned, ahead of time. And they also say have an ally, meaning you coordinate with somebody that you trust. Maybe it's a family member, maybe it's, your cousin who you love dearly, as a conversation buddy, and agree on some signals that essentially, like that wink, wink, nudge, nudge. We're going to get out of this conversation and go do something else. And also have a plan for some conversation starters, things that really just redirect the conversation away from the political talk.
Wow. What about the Packers? They beat the Bears over the weekend. That was pretty good, huh? That's a pretty good game.
Or if you're Mark over here on the text line, who has dear family who lives in Minneapolis and Minnesota, who loves the Vikings, and, then you redirect to the Bears-Packers conversation. You can redirect to how bad the Vikings are. That you could totally do that in other conversation.
Other redirection includes using humor, which is always really nice. Sometimes a little sarcasm might be good in that humor, just because if you got the right people around, you're all looking at each other in the same way. Practice active listening. Instead of trying to change minds, just listen and acknowledge, and then maybe you move on and they're less defensive and they feel heard. You can also, again, focus on those shared values. Remind yourself that you and others share fundamental values like family, community, well-being, and how great the green bean casserole is.
That's right. Who doesn't love a green bean casserole?
This guy right here. Not a big fan. I don't know why. Sorry to get off topic, but I'm not a big fan of green bean casserole.
Is it the onions or is it the cream of mushroom?
It's the cream of mushroom. I like onions, but cream of mushroom, I was never a fan of.
I've never served a green bean casserole at any of my family holiday gatherings ever.
You are missing out.
I don't hate green bean casserole. It's not my go-to. Not my go-to.
I could go for some this, I could go for some as soon as can you buy green bean casserole just? Do they make it at like festival? Could I go there into the deli and just get a batch of it?
Oh, probably.
I think there's a can. You can make you can buy a
can of green. Is it like my cranberries that go schlunk?
When I was really young, I would love green bean casserole because all I would do, my mom would be like, "Oh, I made green bean casserole." It's like, cool. And then she'd turn her back, and then I would just scrape off all the crispy onions on top and put them on my plate. Because that was the only thing I liked about it.
Eating the green bean casserole with that many onions, though, is also a way to get out of the political conversations with the family. Just stand close enough after the green bean casserole. Nobody wants the onion smell. Nobody wants the onion breath.
I would always love it, our family get-togethers, because my mom, so we have in my family basement, we actually moved an old bar into my parents' basement. So they were building this bar. Anyway, so during the holidays, everybody sits at this bar, and it looks like a real bar. There's bar signs, there's whatever. So grandma would sit here, and then my mom would sit over the other end, and then all of a sudden grandma would get up on politics, and then all of a sudden you hear in the most Wisconsin way, ma, enough, ma, no more ma. What? And then she'd kind of do that thing with her hand.
Yeah. We're shush kind of thing. Yeah.
Ma, we're not talking about that.
Oh, family gatherings are just the best. It really does bring out the best and sometimes the worst in people. And The part about family gatherings that I love the best is just that. You know that there's going to be parts that are going to go the same way every single time. And you can basically sit on the couch and be like, oh, 3, 2, ooh, here it comes kind of thing. I love that about families.
I think the best way to diffuse it is 1, sports, and then 2, you have to do the white elephant exchange, because that seems to just be something fun.
Yes.
It 100% redirects everything having to do with talking about politics over the holidays.
Yeah, and and experts also say that if you get into these situations, there are exit strategies to leave the conversation. So the first thing you should do is take a break. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like it's just too much, if you're being a little activated, make excuses. I need some fresh air. I mean, if I'm saying I'm going to go do the dishes after a holiday meal, you pretty much know I need to get away from it all, because nobody's volunteering for that job. Or I just need to use the restroom, right? Like just do that. You could also set a firm boundary and just walk away. Basically say, if somebody's being pushy or disrespectful, I'm not going to engage in this. I'm not going to have this conversation. Let's talk about something different. And remember your goal. Keep in mind that these gatherings are generally not the time or place where you're going to change someone's deep-rooted thoughts.
You're never going to change their mind, especially when you get together. If you haven't seen each other in a year, sometimes maybe longer if you're all coming from different places. So again, when did the conversation spiral out of control? How did you excuse yourself? 608-879-8255. You can just text us through the free Civic Media app, and we'll read those responses there. It's wild to think that we're a week away from Christmas Eve, and then Christmas Day is a week away from tomorrow.
Right.
And I just want to have a peaceful time. I just want a little kumbaya. I want some good food. Don't want to talk about anything. We already see enough of this on our screens with our current commander. He's a real treat sometimes, huh?
It's fun. He's got words, lots of words, and we hear them a lot. But no, I mean, and that's cool. If you're into that kind of thing, enjoy those lots of words. The rest of us just want our eggnog, maybe a little extra rum in it or something. And we want maybe some hot apple cider and lots of cookies. That's really all we want.
I don't really ever want to become friends with the person that comes equipped, geared up, and ready to go to talk about that stuff. Because there are people out there who are so ready to talk about it because they want to make their point heard.
Yeah. You know where you hear that a lot? It's not even a family gathering. It's more of a friends gathering. Diners in the morning. You hear, you have those people, right? You sit there. Those are my favorite places to go, by the way. You go to a diner, you sit back and you just listen to the conversation around you. And it's those people you're talking about. They are ready to go. They come in, they get their coffee, and before they've even taken their first sip, they are like on bullet point number 5.
It's either that or it's, yep. So Lois is doing some shopping later today.
I love coffee.
Then we're going to go out
diners.
and going to watch a little TV. We may go to that one movie. I think it was that guy, Neil Diamond. We're going to go to that movie maybe on Christmas. That's going to be good. Hey, you heard Hugh is in Wisconsin, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Serving ice cream at Cops.
You do it so good. You do it so well.
Little practice.
I'm from really rural Wisconsin. Well, I guess it's not that rural, but it's Sheboygan County. It's kind of rural.
It's pretty rural. I mean, and I grew up in the Midwest, so it's funny because people think I have a Wisconsin accent. And I don't hear it, but then
I don't hear it. I'll be honest.
Then we hear people who come from down south. We have a lot of storm chasers. They'll come up, they'll stay with us for a few days, and they're like, "Oh my God, say it again! Please say that word again because it's so funny when you do." Don't know if I should be insulted or not.
I won't make you say it. Good morning, Madison. 6:48. It's the John and Gordy Show. Aaron and Jamie in for John and Gordy. We've got a lot to get to, including a chit chat. A weather chat with our friend Scott Rippey of Rippeyology. That's going to be coming up at 7:35. Feel free to text us through the free Civic Media app this morning. 92.7 WMDX.
You see, it's in the blood. Both kids are good and bound. Blood thicker than the mud. It's a family affair. It's a family affair.
You're listening to 92.7 WMDX, Madison's home for Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, Monday to Friday, 6 to 8 p.m.
This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. If you're having trouble with your hearing, do something about it. Talk with the good folks at Madison Hearing Aid Center. They're at 4706 Cottage Grove Road. Call them and make an appointment at 608-249-4077. You can take an initial hearing test online at MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Don't let your hearing loss frustrate you anymore. They help John and Gordy hear better, and they can help you too. Madison Hearing Aid Center.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Now there's a new way to take charge of your blood sugar. Introducing new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula from the makers of the nation's best-selling garlic supplement. New Garlic helps maintain healthy blood sugar levels with clinically supported levels of garlic, plus a custom blend of vitamins and minerals, and it's odor-free. Take charge of your blood sugar with new Garlic Healthy Blood Sugar Formula. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
Here's a dose of reality. Driving under the influence of prescription painkillers is just as illegal and just as deadly as driving drunk. In fact, there are nearly 2,000 drug-related crashes every year in Wisconsin. Help prevent drug to driving, and let's achieve zero preventable deaths on Wisconsin roadways. Driving on pills kills. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Departments of Health Services, Transportation, and Justice.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Afternoons with John and Gordy.
There are so many movies and series about people who are discovering that they were a spy. Maybe that has happened to me.
Oh, really?
And maybe even you, Gordy, because we were both members of the Man from U.N.C.L.E.
That's right.
Kids from U.N.C.L.E.
You open up the briefcase, you got a gun in there with a silencer.
That you can assemble, and so we could be sleeper agents. We don't know it.
Yeah. It's John and Gordy in the afternoons from 2 to 5 on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Don't miss the stories that impact your life. Catch the WMDX News Roundup in podcast form. Go to WMDXradio.com to subscribe.
We can change the world. We change the world. It's time to get better.
Welcome back to the John and Gordy Show on 92.7 WMDX. It's Aaron and Jamie filling in for John and Gordy. They are back in the afternoon, holding down the network from 2 until 5 o'clock. Producer Dom behind the glass, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We've been doing this show for the last 3 Wednesdays, and last week we were talking about some of the things you don't realize. We're actually, during the break, we were talking about age and just kind of how you become friends with different people at different ages. But we have an update from something that the three of us discussed last week, Wednesday, and that was, I had mentioned, because I'm an old soul, and I just like to coupon and I like discounts, that I've had an AARP membership for a couple of years. Now, we got a lot of people listening who I get it. They're like, well, there's nothing special about that. I understand it. But for those of you who don't realize, you can be any age to get that membership. And we have a follow-up to our conversation last week. You, out of the blue, producer Dom, said you signed up for one?
I did, yes. I signed up for one an hour after the show.
And how old are you?
I am 22. And I didn't think I could do it, but after you persuaded me, Aaron, you changed my life. And now I have it. I have it digitally. I don't have it as like an actual card that comes in next month. But lots of benefits on there.
Did I change your life because you now get 15% off at Outback Steakhouse? Or is that the reason?
Why am I the oldest one in the room who does not have that? Like, I actually probably qualify for AARP at this point. Why do I not have a membership
Would you
card?
sign up for one right now?
Well, yes, I'll do. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, challenge accepted with the Googles.
We're going to be in our own little clique.
All right.
Our own little clique here at the Civic
Think of
Media
how
offices.
excited my husband will be when I'm like, look at this. I just saved you 15% at dinner. Oh, he'll be so
Do
excited.
you find though, did you look around and do you save a lot of money in general? Like, are you somebody who likes to discounts and coupons this time of the year, especially everybody trying to save some money?
Yeah, I do tend to save a good amount. I have a couple of saving accounts that I have stored away. And I thought the AARP was like perfect for that. And that's kind of why I did it, because there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of 15% off certain gas stations and certain restaurants, like you said, Outback Steakhouse, and there's car insurance you can get from it. I mean, there's so much.
So great. I am loving this conversation right now because people always go, because I'm known in like my friendship circle as the person who loves discounts and points and miles. And I'm always talking about it. I'm talking with Jamie's husband about it all the time. I'm like, you got to get this credit card. But that's the thing. Like, you don't realize that you can sign up for this stuff. I always tell people, sign up for everything. Doesn't matter if it's a hotel, I was at a grocery store recently, way up in Escanaba, Michigan. We were doing some shopping over the Thanksgiving holiday. And the woman, sweet as can be, she's like, do you have our XYZ store loyalty card? And I'm like, no, we live in Madison. She's like, do you want to sign up? I'm like, yeah. Wow. I don't know if I'll be in Escanaba again anytime soon. I'm signing up.
Corey's got family in Escanaba, my husband.
Do you want my card?
Maybe.
You can give it to them at the holidays and then they can save even more money.
By the way, I just signed up. All done. That's how easy it was to sign up for the AARP.
Because we're going to have to do the show again next week now, because this is just becoming a recurring pattern. Wait till you come back and you're like, everything that I needed for the holidays, I'm saving even more money on all of a sudden.
No, I'm not. Okay, so when I shop, right, especially online shopping, I will not pay full price for anything. I do not believe in paying full price, especially on online shopping, because there is always a discount code that you can find for something.
We are not endorsing any of this stuff on the air. I want to be very clear, but there is another app you guys should use if you're not using it already. And this one's perfect for the holidays. It's Rakuten.
Oh, yeah.
Rakuten.
You heard of that?
Yes.
I have never heard of that. What is Rakuten?
So it is a portal. Basically, they partner with all sorts of retailers and businesses. And so you install the little like extension on your browser, on your laptop, or you just have the app.
Yep.
And so anytime you want to shop, let's say you want to buy something from Macy's, or you book a hotel room or whatever, you go through that. And then that redirects you to their page, and then it activates, and it'll say like, hey, you get this much cash back. But these are one of those other things that I say like people should use, because it actually puts more money back in your pocket.
Yes.
And it's just so nice.
Yeah. No,
who doesn't want freebies and free money, right?
I'm a Rakuten user. Probably not as much as I should, but I do have Rakuten and I love it. And honestly, there are times when my husband will open the front door and he'll be like, could you stop? Could you just stop? Why is there another package out here? And I'm like, because I have everything delivered. We live in a world where people bring me stuff. I don't have to go get it. They bring me food. They bring me groceries for me to cook food at home. They bring me clothing and I can return it if it doesn't work. They bring me stuff. I don't have to do it.
If I win the Powerball tonight, everything I do in my life is now going to be automated through concierge services. That's just the way it's going to be at this point.
And you know what? And I know that when I have to order like groceries online, whether it's through Instacart, DoorDash, any of the stores that have their own shopping service, I have to pay a little bit extra for the delivery. Here's how I equate it. Is it really that big of a deal, especially since I would have to drive there to do it myself? And there's people who do this for me. And I'm a good tipper, by the way. I'm a really good tipper. So I always add a little extra, especially if it's really hot, really cold. And I'm so appreciative of these services. I really am. I really do appreciate these services.
I love when people say, what are the gas prices over here and there? And then they drive everywhere just to find the cheapest gas, even if it's 2 cents cheaper. Are you one of those people? Because to me, I'm like, come on.
No.
Come on. Just go whatever's close to you, right?
Yeah. Or in desperate need because my car is binging at me because it's almost empty. Yeah, I'm just going to stop and put gas in.
Right.
I don't care.
RAKUTEN, in case you're wondering what that app is. Catherine, thank you for the text message through the free Civic Media app. Phone lines are open this morning if you'd like to chat with us at 608-879-8255. Holidays are here. Shopping season is here. And what extra money you might have to spend this time of year that you probably didn't realize you should probably spend on this. And we'll talk about it after 7 o'clock. The John and Gordy Show, 92.7 WMDX. Good morning.
WMDX Columbus, Madison's real news and great conversation. A Civic Media station. WMDXradio.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The president overnight ramping up the pressure on Venezuela, announcing what he calls a blockade of oil tankers in and out of the country. But, says ABC's Lana Moise,
Trump is only targeting sanctioned tankers linked to alleged terrorist activity, not all oil tankers, which would be seen as a declaration of war.
this move coming a few days after the U.S. seized a sanctioned tanker. New videos of the person suspected in the Brown University attack that killed 2 students.
The first person that they had detained, we never saw that person's face. They never identified that person by name, and they never put out any kind of video or pictures of that person. The pictures we're seeing that are being released Monday afternoon and yesterday afternoon, those are images of the person they believe to be the person of interest. They just don't know who that person is.
ABC's Josh Margolin. Warner Brothers now officially asking its shareholders to reject the hostile takeover bid from Paramount, arguing that a merger with Netflix will be better for customers. This is ABC News.
From the Capitol to your kitchen table, Madison's biggest stories live right here on 92.7 WMDX.
For 92.7 WMDX News, I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. Wisconsinites can once again get help paying their heating bills after delays because of the government shutdown. The Wisconsin Home Energy Assistance Program has started making payments. The heating season officially started November 1st, but the shutdown meant the federal government was not sending money to the state to fund the program. State officials estimate 185,000 households will get assistance paying their energy bills. The average one-time benefit for heat is expected to be $440. For people getting help paying their electric bills, that's expected to be $244. People all over Wisconsin have already started getting their benefits. Already, the state has sent out $40 million. Eligibility depends on the size of your household and your income. Families of 4 that bring in less than $73,000 a year qualify. Still, the program's future seems unclear. Back in April, the Trump administration fired 10,000 federal employees, including everyone in the low-income heating program office. Meanwhile, gas prices continue to drop. Melissa Kay brings us our weekly check of prices at the pump.
Average gas prices fell 5.3 cents per gallon last week. The average across the state on Monday landed at $2.51. This is 26.5 cents per gallon lower than a month ago and over 25 cents lower than this time last year. According to Gas Buddy officials, this is the 3rd straight week of the national gas price average falling. It was at $2.85 on Monday, which is the lowest level we've seen the national average since March 12, 2021. They say the downward trend may continue as we close out the year.
On average, right now in Dane County, a gallon of regular will cost you $2.51. I'm Savannah Tomei Olson. You're listening to 92.7 WMDX News.
The Packers trying to think positive. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. NFL. The Packers play the Bears in Chicago Saturday night with a chance to get back into first place in their division. They do it with several players injured and Micah Parsons done for the season after a loss in Denver. I asked Packers linebacker Edrin Cooper on the challenge to stay positive this week.
You gotta use the momentum you have. You just gotta go from there. We just gotta get in the treatment room and everybody gotta get healed up fast as they could and go from there.
NBA, the Bucks at home tomorrow tomorrow night against the Raptors. At 11 wins and 16 losses, the Bucks still 5 games below 500 after being embarrassed by the struggling Nets in Brooklyn. The Bucks' Kyle Kuzma.
There's 45 points to a team that's trying to lose. They got 4 wins, 5 wins, whatever it is now. No disrespect at all, because, that's the beauty of this league, right? There's so much talent, and if you're not ready, you can get your butt whooped by any team, right? We are proof of that.
That's Bucks forward Kyle Kuzma with Sports on Mike Clemens.
Local news, real voices, and conversations that count. That's Madison. And that's 92.7 WMDX.
Mostly sunny today. Our high right around 36 this afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with some light rain developing after midnight. And then tomorrow, showers before noon. Then rain will mix with snow, falling temperatures through the afternoon as well. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Outside now, it's 33.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
This is Robert Pilot, host of Native Roots Radio. On our show, we talk about Native issues like treaties, protecting Mother Earth, and holding our elected officials accountable. You'll also hear from Turtle Island voices like Arvina Martin, State Representative Heather Keeler, Ruth Anna Buffalo, Dr. Anthony Stately, State Senator Mary Kunish, Robert Lilligren, and Bob Blake. Native issues are human issues, and human issues are Native issues.
Native Roots Radio, weeknights at 8 on your local Civic Media radio station.
Pete Schwaba on the next Nightlight. I welcome Civic Media weatherman Mace Michaels, Madison film critic Rob Thomas talks Avatar, then photographer James Netz talks Christmas in Hayward.
I've heard that song a time or two.
It's a great song.
Mainly on, well, I'll tell you where I hear that. So it's like show tunes type places. Maybe it was in Chicago on Halstead. I'm not sure. It's a John and Gordy show, 92.7 WMDX. Aaron and Jamie in for John and Gordy. They're holding down the fort across the network in the afternoon from 2 to 5. And producer Dom is behind the glass. Glad to have you all with us this morning on the Civic Media app. You can text us anytime when you open up the app and find 92.7 WMDX. You can also give us a buzz if you'd like. It's 608-879-8255.
I'm so excited about this AARP thing. I have to tell you, I spent the entire commercial break setting my preferences. And then the coolest part is it said add another member for free. So I added my husband for free. I'm so excited.
He's going to love getting that in the mail.
No,
isn't
he's
he?
not.
He's not.
Nope, he's not, because he quit celebrating birthdays about 10 years ago and refuses to acknowledge the fact that he's getting older. And now I am sending him an AARP card.
That is
Merry Christmas, honey.
Yeah. Merry Christmas to our friend Corey. Coming up at 7:35, we're going to be speaking with Scott Rippey of Rippeyology. He is a weather influencer, social media influencer. He's hilarious. He's one of my good friends, and he's going to talk holiday weather with forecasting and a little fun with forecasting coming up at 7:35. So stay tuned for that. This time of the year, I was saying earlier, we're having a very commerce-focused show this morning because maybe it's the holidays.
Fiscal responsibilities and all that.
This is the time of the year because it just is the time of the year. It's the holidays, and we're thinking about all the people in our lives that mean a lot to us. And later today, I'm getting a haircut. And then it dawned on me, Jamie, that I have to probably get my stylist something extra because she's performing a service. We all know what it's like to be in the service industry. We work our butts off, right? So getting those gifts for somebody, those extra little incentives for the holidays. How much do you tip for the holidays? Who do you tip for the holidays? We're going to break down some of this stuff right here. Do you tip the person that does your hair?
Yes. Yes, in
During
fact,
the holidays, I mean, obviously
yes.
you're supposed to tip them, but do you give them something extra?
If I see them, yes. And in fact, it's funny because my hairstylist happens to be the partner of one of our employees here at Civic. So I get to know her on a much different level. And so if you're listening, I try my hardest to make sure that I always do right by her because she's an amazing person, a friend, and she also happens to be, associated with what we do here at Civic.
I think I know who this person is.
Yeah,
They
she's
do
great.
They do a really, really, really good job.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. This is according to Reader's Digest. Remember those little magazines? Those were so fun to
I
get.
loved Reader's Digest. Oh, there's anthology books that you can buy, by the way, just in case anybody's wondering.
They coined themselves as a trusted friend in a complicated world.
That's pretty appropriate.
It is, right?
I like it. Plus, everything in it was short. You could get that done in just a couple seconds.
Well, we're going to do that here too, hopefully. How much to tip for the holidays? Okay, so there's the different categories: home services, salon, spa, and fitness, health, and children's services. So this morning, if you're taking your kids to daycare, they say it's going to be about $25 each for the daycare providers.
Sounds
for
about
an
right.
extra tip. Teachers. I've got a lot of teacher friends. My friend Randy, who's a teacher in Verona, he always talks about the gifts that he gets from, students' parents. And he doesn't expect anything, but it's always really great to see that they give him and other teachers something as a token of appreciation. They say for teachers, a small gift under $25 is acceptable. And I think in this day and age, probably like a gift card, right?
Probably. You let them get whatever they want then. Because I also have teacher friends, and I've heard some of the gifts that have been brought to them over the years. Now, same as your friend, they're very appreciative. They don't expect it. But then there's some people who, I don't know, maybe it's like a passive aggressive thing for the fact that you had to write the kid up or maybe put them in after school, hold them a little. I don't know.
If you have guilt,
there's a little passive aggressiveness there with some parents. Just saying.
Home services. If you live in a building in Madison that has a door person, which I don't think there are many in Madison. I know there are a couple off of State Street. $15 to $50 each for the door person. I lived in a building in Milwaukee where we had 2 doormen, and they, believe it or not, do so much for the residents. They get to know you. They know your preferences. They sometimes dropped off packages, like they take the elevator up and whatever, food delivery. So $15 to $50 each for them. This is one that shocked me a little bit. And I can guarantee you that probably 90% of us don't tip this profession or this person, the garbage crew. Wow.
Right.
Do you tip the person that takes your waste?
No, but can I tell you what I do?
Do waste? Is that the thing?
Do-do.
No, okay, anyway.
What
do you do?
That was just badly planned.
What do you do?
So I am one of those people that I do have a lot of things. I was talking about this. I have a lot of things delivered to my house. And so usually during the holidays, for delivery people, I usually leave a tip on, my order, especially if it's groceries or something like that. But then I usually set out a huge bowl of snacks, and I'm like, take whatever you want. And I refill it, I replenish it, and it just sits on our front doorstep. And luckily, I've been doing this for a really long time. We've never had any issues with it. Nobody's ever taken the bowl, and there's a nice little sign on it that just basically thanks them for everything they do. When my kids were really little, we used to make hot chocolate packages, and then we would leave it in our mailbox for our mail delivery person and be like, happy holidays, because again, I really like things delivered to my house.
Well, and that's interesting because mail carriers, they say the hot chocolate's probably fine, but no monetary tip for mail carriers. They're federal employees, so they can't probably accept it either.
Right. Yeah. And I would just literally put like go get my Swiss Miss packets and add little marshmallows in a baggie. And we put some mini candy canes in there. And it was just a nice little note because where we were living at the time as well, you literally had to walk quite a ways to deliver a package to our door. And I always felt horrible about that. And so I wanted to do something nice for them to thank them for the weeks of delivering packages to my house, especially when the kids were little and I had a lot of those things happening.
If somebody cleans your house, you're supposed to, according to Reader's Digest, the recommended tip would be the cost of one session. So that is pretty lucrative. That goes a long way. Salon, spa, and fitness services. So hairdressers, the cost of a haircut, $10 to $20. Massage therapists, the same. Personal trainers, we have a lot of those here in Madison. You're supposed to tip your personal trainer the cost of one session as well, or about $25. And then on the health services side, caregivers, $25 each. And then anyone who's a contracted health aide, I know we have a lot of people who have home health care as well, small gifts of homemade items. And that's interesting because my parents are retired and they are in home health care.
Okay.
And so they do the home visits and they make meals. They take them to the store. They whatever they need them to do. They end up getting a lot of gifts from not the caretakers, but the kids.
Yeah.
They give them the gifts. And I think that always warms my heart to see just how close caregivers or contracted health aides rather have a relationship with their clients, because they get to know the families, they get to know the people they're taking care of. And there's this, there's this kind of second family element there.
Of course. And, they literally become part of the second family, especially when they're with, who they're caretaking every single day, where maybe the kids or the grandkids can't necessarily be. So I can always appreciate that. Here's the one thing I will say. I love the holiday season. Now, it's not quite the same for me as it used to be, just because the kids are older now. So you don't do all of the Santa visits and, the oohs and the ahs of the lights. It's changed a little bit. But I do love the holidays. Here's what bothers me the most. I really wish that we could have the same spirit of the holidays all year round as we have basically from Thanksgiving until the first of the year. Right? Like,
It's just is all lumped together and like right at the end, pretty much.
We're like, ooh, this is our chance for redemption and being nice.
Right. The Civic Media app. Are we missing anybody who we should be tipping? I know that I fly a lot, so I always bring a couple of Starbucks cards. I know the flight attendants appreciate that. Don't expect anything in return. I don't like when people do that when they get on planes and they hand everybody gift cards expecting to get little bottles of alcohol or something else during the flight. This is just to be thoughtful of people who do a really, really difficult job or a job that helps your life. It's just kind of one of those things. You can text in with the Civic Media app, open up the app, find WMDX, and text in. Who are we missing from this list of those to tip over the holidays? Or maybe you've been the beneficiary of a really generous client or individual that ended up tipping you something wild. We would love to hear those stories as well.
Those stories are great. Have you ever worked in the service industry?
I have. I was a server for many, many years. I was at a mom and pop steakhouse, and then also I worked at Red Robin.
Oh.
I didn't. Hold on. Now I know you're thinking.
You're talking about that.
I feel like you both looked at me and you're like, were you wearing the Robin suit? Because I did try it on once. And there is a photo that goes way back that I'm going to share with you at some point. It was goofy, but different tipping in a chain than there was, back home at like a family steakhouse.
Well, and that's why I asked, because if you've never worked in the service industry, you actually don't know what it feels like to be in the service industry and to put up with some of the stuff that, those in the industry have to put up with on a daily basis, which is why whenever I'm somewhere, I always try to be forgiving. Maybe I didn't get the water in time. Maybe things were a little slower. You never quite know what is actually happening behind the scenes. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Don't forget your newspaper carrier. Thank you for that text. Bud in Janesville, also a text gift card to the post person. I'm not sure if that's the mail carrier or whomever. Dick, you're on the line in Madison. What you got for us this morning? Good morning.
My wife started doing this. Any major snowstorm, we live at the top of a cul-de-sac, and if it's done wrong, it can be really ugly at the mouth of your driveway. But she'll run out there. I don't care if it's 10 o'clock at night. If we hear them with a big batch of cookies She's always got cookies in the house. And one time she took out some hot chocolate to a guy.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Thank you very much for the call this morning. Homemade baked items are always good. Sometimes it was a little creepy when I would get like random baked goods in the middle of the year that had nothing to do with the holidays. But I think just even the simple fact that somebody's going out of your way to prepare something, make something, give you something, shows a lot about that person. It shows a lot about the relationship too.
And I have to be honest, I stayed at home with my boys for a very long time while also working at home. And we did a lot of homemade gifts. You and I were talking about it a little bit off the air. A lot of mini loaves of banana bread stacked with a big bow on them, and like a kitchen towel for teachers and music teachers and instructors and all of that. So I've made the hot chocolate reindeer packets and all of that kind of stuff over the years.
You're the holiday mom.
I was.
Just one thing.
Not anymore.
I
people.
request one thing before we go to break. I don't want to get a popcorn tin.
Oh.
Because popcorn tastes better freshly popped.
Corey Hartman's favorite thing is a popcorn tin.
We can't be friends anymore. Good morning. It's the John and Gordy Show right here in Madison. 7:19, a beautiful Wednesday in the capital city. It's the John and Gordy Show on 92.7 WMDX.
Women come and the women gotta go now. Before you tell them that you love them so now. My mama told me, you better shop around. Oh, yeah, you better shop around.
Connecting dots, not just talking points. WMDX.
This portion of the John and Gordy Show is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center, 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison, helping people change their lives by improving their hearing. They offer fast and flexible appointments with individualized care. Go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com and take a free hearing test online. They help John Peterson, they help me, and they can help you too. Call them at 608-249-4077. Don't let hearing loss frustrate you anymore. Go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com.
You can support animals in need in our community when you shop at Dane County Humane Society's thrift stores. Thrift Store West on Watts Road and Thrift Store East on High Crossing Boulevard. Shop gently used and new clothing and accessories, home goods, toys, furniture, and a whole lot more. All proceeds from the Dane County Humane Society's thrift stores support the comfort and care of animals in need across the county. Visit giveshelter.org/thrift for more information.
My name's John Driscoll, proud member of the Patriotic Millionaires. When I was CEO at CareCentrix, I doubled entry-level wages. The impact? Productivity went up, turnover went down, and the company was successful. When employees are off the clock, they're real consumers, the consumers that drive the economy with their spending. By paying employees a fair wage, we're actually helping out all of us in giving our economy the best chance to succeed. I'm John Driscoll. I'm a patriotic millionaire, and I approve this message.
I'm Rick Smith, host of The Rick Smith Show. If you're looking for honest talk, real stories, and straight-up news that matters to you, tune in to The Rick Smith Show. We're digging into the issues that affect your job, your family, your future. Join me weeknights at 9 on the Civic Media Radio Network, because your voice deserves to be heard. That's The Rick Smith Show, heard weeknights at 9 right here on the Civic Media Radio Network.
My Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
But early detection allowed us to take control of the situation together.
Talk to your family about seeing a doctor. Go to alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and
Phone calls, we want your phone calls. Gotta have your phone calls today. Here's the number to call. That's 608-879-8255. That's 608-879-8255. WMDX Madison.
Well, wow.
That was the jazziest.
Where's my jazz hands here? Oh, boy.
Phone call solicitation I've ever
Never
heard.
forget that number. It is the John and Gordy Show, 92.7 WMDX. Good morning. Aaron and Jamie. It is so much fun to fill in on this show. Aaron Carreno, if you want to find me on social media. Jamie, I'm not going to give out your stuff because if you want to remain private. This is our last show for a while.
It is. And it's not that I'm not on social media. I just don't post very often. I have nothing opposed to it. I used to do it a lot more. And then I don't know. Like I got out of the habit.
So I am in management here at Civic Media, but I'm a talent first.
Mm-hmm.
I've spent my entire career on the air here in Madison for so many years under Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
That name is familiar to people, and I do TV. I'm on TV on Fox 47 from time to time, and I just have so much fun with it. But again, like you said, life gets busy. I forget to post a lot, and I know it drives my colleagues crazy over there. They're like, "Did you post?"
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Do you know when
I'm on my 2 emails right now. I didn't post this morning.
Do you know when I stopped? I used to do the morning show at the station in Baraboo. And then I left that gig. And that's when I was like, I don't need to do it as much.
So that's a really good point, because when I stopped, so at the pandemic, I was let go, as a lot of us were, from our jobs. And then I just didn't care anymore. But now I've been posting more. I was at the Milwaukee Holiday Gala over the weekend, and I felt cute, and I did not delete.
You look
I kept it.
dapper. Very dapper.
And I was like, maybe I should get on social media a little more often. Anyway, this isn't about us. This is about you.
It's always about us.
We're talking about the services you receive, partnerships, whatever that might be. How do you spread the holiday joy? The tipping guide, Reader's Digest, you're reading how much to tip for the holidays. A little extra this time of the year, never a bad idea. We've been getting some texts on the text line. If you have your Civic Media app, you can text us. How much do you tip different people? Have you received a really generous tip from somebody over the holidays? And Dom, over the break, you were saying you were a landscaper at one point?
I was, yes. It was during college. It was during the summers, sophomore and junior year. And I got a really, really nice tip. I was just a landscaper, so I would just mow lawns. And I got $100 tip. I got $100 tip.
Nice.
And it was a random house. You know, it was pretty nice. It took a while, but it was a great tip.
Well, let's reiterate. You were mowing the lawn in the summer, not this time of year.
Yes, not right now.
But that was
the summer. But yeah, it was a great tip. I loved it, and I'm still using it.
Were you like, do you need your lawn mowed again in 5 days?
That's kind of what it was. I was like, can I come back tomorrow and just keep mowing it there every single day, and hopefully,
best groomed lawn ever. I have to honestly say, I worked at the world's only corn palace. And we had some really unique individuals who came through. Nobody really tipped. What I got a lot was older gentlemen, literally, like everything you would stereotypically think of a tourist, right? The sandals, black socks up to their knees, the Hawaiian shirt. Now, mind you, this
Crocs and socks?
Oh, yeah, but this is late, right? This is late 90s,
Okay.
early 2000s. So equivalency. All I really ever got was, hey, do you got a young man in your life? Okay, dude, you're like 75. No. I'm like 17 years old. I was 18, 19. And and then they'd be like, oh, I remember when my wife was this young. Okay, now it's getting weird. It's getting weird, sir. No more tours for you.
This time of the year when I go out for brunch, or if I go to actually last Wednesday, I went to my local diner. Shout out to the Fair Oaks Diner.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt weird leaving because my bill was like $8. It's like, what do you tip 20% on $8? It's like, well, here's $1 and some change. It's like a couple extra dollars are okay. It's the holidays.
Yes.
I think just a general rule of thumb is anywhere that you're at where somebody performs a service, just up it a little bit. And that is probably better than not doing anything at all.
Yes, I absolutely agree. And, it's funny because there was a period of time when my kids were watching The World and really unsure of how things were going. And they were just, they wanted to do something nice for people because we were at a period of time when they just felt people were really down. And so I remember one day, again, crafty stay-at-home mom, we got out our little pre-cut bookmarks and gave them their markers and their colors, and then we went and got little Hershey's Kisses and Hugs and put glue dots all of them. And what they would do is when somebody performed something and did something for us really nice in a restaurant or in a store, or if we just noticed that there was a cashier having a really bad day, they would whip one of those out of my bag and hand them to them and be like, in their little teeny tiny squeaky voices, thank you. And then they would move on. And the smiles that people got, it literally changed their entire demeanor if you could obviously tell that it had been a bad moment in time. And they were just so appreciative. And it wasn't a monetary tip. It was just the fact that we were recognizing somebody for doing their job. Like, that's all people really want.
And it really goes to show that it really isn't difficult to just do something nice. Be nice. Maybe you don't have some extra money this time of the year. That's okay too.
Yeah.
Do something nice for somebody, or hold the door, or smile, or say hi. Anything this time of the year is better than nothing. So
yeah, absolutely. Even a happy holidays is sometimes all people want to hear.
Wish we were like that year round.
Right.
Hey, in just a few minutes, we're going to be speaking with Scott Rippey of Rippeyology, your travel holiday forecast, planning, maybe a little snarkiness. He's got it all for you. If you follow Rippeyology on social media, we're talking with Scott here in minutes. Good morning, Madison. Coming up on 7:30, it's the John and Gordy Show on 92.7 WMDX.
Deserves a little airtime. WMDX. Your neighbors are talking. Leaders are deciding. Madison's story unfolds daily on 92.7 WMDX.
America's Dairyland saw its first case of highly pathogenic avian influenza in dairy cattle. That case was found in Dodge County. The announcement coincided with milk prices rotating off recent highs and left many people wondering if the two were correlated. We caught up with market advisor John Heimberg. He said it's too early to tell. According to John, nationwide cases of avian influenza have been down.
The milk products are safe. Pasteurization takes care of any of the issues of infection that come through the milk. The milk obviously is being quarantined in that regard, so it doesn't get into the system. The biggest impact will be the lack of production of those dairy animals for that producer as they continue to work through this problem. And again, we'll have to just watch if there's any spread, but this is that time of year we do seem to pick up a few cases. Just sounds like avian influenza, unlike last year, has been a little bit more under control this year. We had a lot of impacts of that in the meat and the bird industry last year, with turkeys and poultry obviously being impacted the most.
John Heimberg, market advisor with Total Farm Marketing out of West Bend. Stick around. We'll take a look at how those markets are moving right after this.
Did you know you can leverage crop insurance to benefit your bottom line? Ag Country Farm Credit Services can help. Choosing the right coverage for your goals can help maximize margins, strengthen your marketing strategy, and build a more resilient operation overall. As you plan for the season ahead, focus on more than just managing risk. Call 800-450-9858 to speak with one of our dedicated crop insurance officers. This institution is an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Dairy pumps that were designed more than 50 years ago do not meet today's large dairy farm requirements. Bopeller pumps by McFinn Technologies were born and patented this century with a unique and innovative design that ensures gentle, low-shear pumping along with efficient, high capacity and long seal life. Bopeller pumps for all your applications will ensure your dairy is operating with 21st century technology. Bopeller is American innovation. Contact your dealer today.
Yesterday on the close from Chicago, cash corn was down 3 1/4 at $4.36.5. New crop corn down 1.5 pennies at $4.59.5. Cash soybeans closed down 9 cents at $10.62 3/4, and new crop soybeans closed down 8 1/4 cents at $10.80 1/4. Cash wheat ended the day yesterday down 11 1/4 cents at $5.09.5. New crop wheat also closed down 8.5 cents at $5.29 3/4. Yesterday, the 40-pound block cheese closed up a penny and 3/4 at $3.39 3/4, and double A butter closed up 1 1/4 cent at $1.45 1/4. To stay up to date on the latest Wisconsin ag news, be sure to visit our website at MidwestFarmReport.com. And while you're there, sign up for our e-newsletter. That'll have the latest, most up-to-date Wisconsin ag news delivered straight to your inbox every morning. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Kylie Allen.
Construction barrels bloom every spring. So do opinions. WMDX, guiding Madison through life's most predictable surprises.
Mostly sunny today. Our high right around 36 this afternoon. Tonight, cloudy with some light rain developing after midnight. And then tomorrow, showers before noon. Then rain will mix with snow, falling temperatures through the afternoon as well. I'm meteorologist Sean Cable. Right now, it's 31.
Join me, Tom Hartman, each and every weekday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program right here on Civic Media. I talk about the issues that all Wisconsinites can get behind, from unrigging our economy so it works for all of us, not just the billionaire class, to improving our representative government, to delivering on the promise of we the people. Tune in middays right here on your local Civic Media station from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the Tom Hartman program. Tag, you're it.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Pete Schwaba on the next Nightlight. I welcome Civic Media weatherman Mace Michaels. Madison film critic Rob Thomas talks Avatar.
WMDX. It is the John and Gordy Show. It's Aaron and Jamie filling in for John and Gordy this morning, 7:35. And to celebrate John and Gordy being nominated for Best of Madison, alongside Sugar River Pizza, you've got a chance to win free food, a $50 gift card to cover your next meal. Go to WMDXradio.com and click on the banner, and you can win your dinner. Sugar River Pizza, multiple locations around South Central Wisconsin. So good.
Well, pizza and then John and Gordy being nominated for best of. That's like does it get any better than that? It's like a win-win situation.
I would love pizza right now.
Right?
Beans was open. I'd stop by. I'd go
Breakfast pizza?
anywhere. I'd go to
Breakfast
Sugar River if they were doing breakfast this morning.
Breakfast pizzas are the best.
Shout out to our friends at Sugar River Pizza. Also nominated 3 times for Best of Madison, 3-time Best of Madison winner for that matter. Bloody Mary aficionado, which sounds good about now. Early riser.
Who cares? There's tomato juice in that.
Some words I can't read in his profile here, but he's full of humor, snark, adult language, and he's really good at having some fun forecasting. Scott Rippey of Rippeyology, weather influencer, blogger, social media personality. Thank you for joining the John and Gordy Show this morning. How are you, and how early did you get up?
Oh, I was up. I'm good, by the way. Thank you for asking. Hope you guys are doing well as well. I was up a little bit before 3 this morning.
Oh, wow. On purpose or by accident?
Well, yeah, sort of a little bit of each. You know how, when the bladder wants you to get up, and then so you get up and you go to the bathroom, and then you go back to bed and you're like, I'm just going to do like a slow wake up here. But then the cat hears you get up and go to the bathroom, so the cat wants to come and jump on you, and there's no going back to sleep after that. So but the good thing is, here before we even chatted this morning, I got all my chores done in the house. Cat boxes are clean, the dishes are done, and laundry's in the washer. So
overachiever this morning. I love it.
Yeah.
So Scott, talk to us about Rippeyology, because you and I go way back, and I know you've always been interested in weather, and this has been a passion of yours. But Where did it really all start? And then what got you to the point where you're like, I'm going to get on Facebook and I'm going to share this and grow your followers to like, what is it, 45,000 followers now?
Yeah, well, you had a lot to do with that. You're like, start a fan page. I had been just on my personal Facebook page. We had sort of coined the term Rippyology 10, 12 years ago. Because you're right, I've always been super passionate about weather, and it's not something I didn't go to school for it. I just been like sort of studying it on my own, since I was probably 6 years old. And that's a long time ago, by the way. But the sort of the Rippyology brand on my personal Facebook page was doing so well, and Aaron was the one that said, start a fan page. And so I did, and that was a hit. And then later on added the sort of the next tier to it, which was the subscriber portion. You can still follow for free. But if you want some of that deeper weather analysis, there's a couple of bucks a month.
Now
I
have to ask because my husband and I own a storm chasing company, right? And so every storm chaser I know, every weather enthusiast has a reason why they got into weather. So what at 6 years old drew you to weather that piqued your interest?
There were two things. The very first thing, I was just like any typical 6-year-old that was enthralled with winter because I wanted school to be closed. I wanted to have enough snow so that they closed school, which I grew up in Milwaukee, and Milwaukee public school systems wouldn't close schools, different standards now. But back then, you could have 8 inches of snow overnight and they wouldn't close the schools. So I was the, geeky little kid that would, my mom would put me to bed, and then I'd like crawl out of bed and I'd look out, in the dark up at the street light to see if there was snow falling. And at the same time, my father worked in television news in Milwaukee. And so I was probably the only 6-year-old that was watching the 6 o'clock news every night. And there was
oh no, you weren't, by the way. I'm right there with you. Just anyway.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Loved watching the news. You have no idea. planned my play dates around it. Not even joking. Anyway.
Well, it was funny because I originally, I would just watch every night to see what my dad was reporting on. But I soon fell in love with a meteorologist by the name of Tom Skilling,
mm-hmm.
Who was first in Madison, I believe, at WKOW, and then on Channel 6 in Milwaukee. And I was fascinated by him because he was so old school. He was very young. He was only in his mid-20s at the time. But he hand drew all of his weather maps. He explained the weather. So he started teaching me things. It was like going to class. And I would actually, I'm sitting at the coffee table in the living room, writing notes.
Yeah.
I still have some of them.
Scott, we're speaking with Scott Rippey of Rippyology, and your page is just hilarious. It's on Facebook. Clearly, you've had a lifelong passion for weather, but some of the stuff, there are so many things I can't say because this would probably break FCC rules if I were to say. Some of the things on your page are hilarious, but give us a little deeper dive, a quick deep dive, because we want to get to a holiday forecast on just some of the humor you use on your page, and then give us the appropriate definition of what an SWA is and why people should know that when they follow your page.
Oh, you want the appropriate definition. Okay.
Hard to do, yes, I know.
Yeah, I think I can do it. From a humor standpoint, this really is, this is a community. It's not 100% weather. It's 45,000 people, almost all in southern Wisconsin. And we just sort of enjoy each other. So I have, Aaron, as you know, from hanging out for the last 13 and a half years, I have a somewhat unpredictable sense of humor. Let's just call it that. And, and part of the Ripyology brand is I sort of reveal a little bit of myself along the way. I'm sure you know, we share recipes with each other. We share, let's just call it political humor, little snark. It really is, when I post probably 7 to 8 times a day, on average, 365 days a year. So there's always something for everyone, and that's sort of my goal. Not everybody is a weather geek like I am. For those who are, I do a lot of sort of educational stuff about the weather. We do a little thing called Bar Talk. We do Ripyology 101. So the same way I started learning the why behind the weather from Tom Skilling back when I was 6 years old, I try to do that on the page as well, so that people have an understanding.
It really feels like you said, Scott, it's like Bar Talk, but on social media. You use so many fun acronyms and terms, and people get to know those terms when they interact and engage with you on your page. So SWAs, for example, is you don't want people to rely on your stupid weather apps. That's not how you say it, but
okay. Yeah, the S is something different in my vernacular. We could call it crappy, but stupid is good too, because that's an S. Yeah, I think how many weather apps do you think are on your phone right now?
Probably 4.
Oh,
and one of them was built into the phone because it came with it.
Yeah. More than that, obviously mentioned the fact that we have the storm chasing stuff. So I have many more than that. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them too, just because I like sort of testing them out. But for the most part, there are no humans involved in the making of those weather apps.
Yeah.
Certainly there are 2 weather apps that everybody should delete immediately. I don't know if I'm allowed to say them, but they're especially terrible. The people, we're all interested in sort of instant information, right? So it's sort of natural behavior to go to the weather app and say, okay, here's what the weather is. And that's great if you're just looking at today and maybe even tomorrow. But if you're looking beyond that on your phone app, not a single human being is involved in the making of that forecast. Yeah. It's all data fed, and different apps use different data sets.
Yep.
To return that information.
Let's talk about not using the apps, and let's talk a little bit about the holiday forecast coming up. And we're talking with Scott Rippey from Ripyology. You can find him on social media. But obviously, we're looking at almost 40 today. I was looking at the long-term forecast. We're looking at almost 40 over on Christmas Day. So what can people expect as they're getting ready to hit the roads and, over the river, through the woods to grandmother's house they go, as the song happens to say. So what can people expect right now over the next few days, Scott?
Yeah, I mean, we're going through a little period here of above average temperatures, thanks to a southwest flow with high pressure in the southwest. So, and it's going to stay that way probably until just after Christmas. One of the models that I pay a lot of attention to actually has us in the low 50s on Christmas in Madison. That might be a little bit exaggerated, but we're going to be in this. In one of the things that's happening, as I'm sure you've noticed, Jamie, is we're getting a real rapid succession of warm front, cold front, warm front, cold front. Mm-hmm. So, the wind can switch in 3 different directions in a single day, but, you're in Wisconsin, you're used to that. So that's going to happen, I think, all the way until the weekend after Christmas. And then I think we get another cold push after that.
So it's not going to be a run to the liquor store, grab your stuff, and hunker down kind of holiday weekend, right?
Well, no, I still encourage that behavior.
Scott, my friend, I think this could be the start of a really great relationship. I gotta say, you're a man after my own heart. My goodness.
It has been really great having you on this morning. We have to wrap here in just a couple of seconds. Any other reasons people should find your page? Because I think it's just hilarious. And again, where can people find you?
Yeah, just come and have fun with us. There are actually two communities. One is on Facebook. Just search for Rippiology. And the other is on Patreon. So same brand, Rippiology. And I'd love to meet you. I'd love to chat with you.
All right. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you having some time with us this morning. You've been up for 4 hours, so I guess that's fine. It's the middle of your day today.
Full day for him.
More with the John and Gordy Show in minutes. Good morning, Madison. It's 92.7 WMDX.
Campus protests to Capitol politics. If it happens on the Isthmus, you'll hear it here. 92.7 WMDX. Real news and great conversation.
Allure Intimate Apparel wishes you peace, joy, and comfort this holiday season, along with a heartfelt thank you to the Madison community who helped make their Hilldale debut unforgettable. At Allure, it's not just about what you wear, it's about how you feel. Their caring bra fit specialists are there to help you find that perfect fit. Shop their beautiful selection of cozy robes and pretty soft pajamas. Make this season effortlessly elegant at Allure Intimate Apparel, Hilldale Shopping Center, or visit allure.com.
CVS Health supports people in the moments that matter, from picking up a prescription to connecting care. With nearly 5 million daily interactions and serving 185 million consumers and 1.5 million healthcare professionals, CVS Health holds a trusted place in healthcare. By simplifying care and improving health, we're helping people get the care they need. Learn more at cvshealth.com/Investor Day.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Afternoons with John and Gordy.
As we watch this crazy, mad world unwind before us, we're told to believe things that are completely opposite. And it's just driving me crazy. It really is. I play clips because I want you to hear what other people are actually saying in context. We're not going to say it for them or make it seem bad, right? They can seem bad all by themselves, you know?
It's John and Gordy in the afternoons from 2 to 5 on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Pete Schwaba.
A mom popped into elementary school to deliver some paperwork, leaving her 10-year-old son in the car outside. They found the car in the garage and the child in the house with the dad. He had had an argument with his mom and decided to drive himself home. Officers declined to charge the boy because he's too young to be held criminally responsible. Put that kid in juvie, baby.
Don't worry,
officer. We're going to ground him.
Nightlight with Pete Schwaba. Weeknights from 5 to 8 p.m. on the Civic Media.
Let me tell you about my hometown, it's the capital of the state. I'll have to brag a little bit, but I really won't exaggerate. Big M-A-D-I-S-O-N, Madison, Madison, that's my hometown. Madison, Madison, that's my hometown.
7:52 at 92.7 WMDX. Good morning. It's the John and Gordy show. Aaron and Jamie in for John and Gordy. They're on at 2 across our Civic Media radio network. I don't think I've heard that song before.
Do you know what?
That wasn't AI, was it?
That was not. No, that was actually before even I got here. So that was,
That's cool. I like it.
I don't know if I like songs that spell. Like, hear me out.
This is like
I think I know what you're saying.
This is such a long topic, but what's the...
I was a spelling bee champion, okay? Like, multiple years running. Another fun fact you just learned about me. Anything that was nerdy and geeky, I probably did. But at any rate, there's multiple songs. Hall & Oates had one where they did some spelling in it. A couple of them, actually. Fergie Ferg, Black Eyed Peas. Has she also had one
There's
as a
one
solo
from
artist?
2 years ago. A, B, C,
Yes.
D, F, and we'll just leave it at that.
Like, I don't know what it is. I just want to sing along. I don't want to think. And I feel like I have to really put thought into the words that songs that spell, because I need to make sure they're spelling it correctly. And they're not missing something, or they're not trying to fudge to make the lyrics work with the melody, and it's a thing.
We talked about not mentioning anything that has to do with politics over the holiday discussions. There you go. We could talk about that instead. If you go to WMDXradio.com, that is our website, WMDXradio.com. If Santa lived in Dane County, where would his workshop be? And we have a lot of different results. Mount Horeb is the number one result on this live poll, or as some people call Mount Horeb. I think Scott does from Rippiology. Thank you, by the way, for being our guest this morning. He calls it Moho.
That makes sense.
It's like Soho, but Moho.
Is it because of the gnomes that people put it there?
Maybe.
Okay, maybe. It could be. Mount Horeb's fun.
Big weekend on the way. Packers Bears Saturday night. Remember, Saturday nights, you can watch it locally on Fox 47. And then we have the Powerball today, which I was going to get one on Monday or Sunday or whenever the last drawing was, completely forgot. And that Powerball is now up to, what is it, $1.4 billion?
Yeah.
If not more than that.
It's crazy.
1.25, they're saying.
It's an absurd amount of money. It's only the second time in Powerball history that they've had back-to-back billion-dollar jackpots. The actual second largest Powerball jackpot was earlier this year, back in September, when it was $1.787 billion.
Nobody's won the Powerball, I realized, since October, like the end of October.
I know,
so
it's
this
crazy.
has been rolling on for a long time. And the odds of winning, I mean, it's whatever. I just think it's
some million, almost 300
you're
million.
You're never going to win if you don't play.
I just can't. Something about me. I just have never bought scratch offs or any Powerball or anything like that because I'm so competitive. So if I lose, which I 100% know I will, most likely, I just can't. I can't face the fact that I'm going to lose, and that's.
By the way, I want to get you a Packers beanie.
I saw you looking at it. I was like, uh-oh.
I'm going to get him a Packers beanie. I mean, if you're Wisconsin, I can respect the Bears fandom, but get you a Packers beanie. It's fine.
Yeah. My parents will disown me.
I'll get you one. Well, I'll get you one.
Get him set right.
I know where your desk is. I know where you work.
Oh no.
The Civic Media app is a great place for you to listen to all of your favorite content and shows across our entire network and throughout the Midwest. The Civic Media app, the exclusive home of 92.7 WMDX. We're going to get an app rollout soon, an update that I hear is going to be really great. And if you're traveling for the holidays, you can not only listen to this station, you can listen to some of our great music stations that we have around the state as well, with compelling personalities, local news, and a lot of great music, including some holiday music. And actually on the network right here on 92.7, we are going to go Christmas music, holiday music, starting at 2 p.m. on Christmas Eve, all the way through Christmas Day. So make us your spot.
It's going to be fun.
If you're in Tallahassee, you can listen on the Civic Media app.
Tallahassee, under a palm tree, drinking your margarita on the beach. And
if you're in Pahrump, Nevada, you can listen on the Civic Media app.
Sure. What's in Pahrump?
If you're in Bend, Oregon, you can listen on the Civic Media app. If you're in Rio, Wisconsin, you can live and listen on the Civic Media app.
How do you know Pahrump? What is Pahrump?
Pahrump?
Yeah. It's just a small city.
Look this up. If you're looking for some holiday material, because there's so much to watch, there's a documentary about a local TV station out of Pahrump.
Wow.
And it was, they're trying to make their way into Las Vegas, into the TV market. And there's a story about the TV station, and they go behind the scenes and they interview. This is from a couple of years ago. It's hilarious and fascinating all at the same time. And yes, it is a real TV station. It's like a local access station.
We
that they pump money into.
We own a local access station. It was part of the purchase price of the Baraboo radio station when we bought it many years ago before Civic took over, but we still own a low-power TV station. I don't know if anybody's making a documentary about us.
Careful what you wish for. I always said, because our company's only been around for 3 years, Civic Media, they should have made a documentary about this company from the beginning. There'd be just so many fun behind-the-scenes moments. But
we've had some really incredible moments, though, where we've also got to rebuild stations from scratch. I think of our Ely, Minnesota property, which is amazing, and literally a community that had no radio. And we've had an amazing team of people who have resurrected local radio in Ely. That station was getting ratings before it was ever on the air. It was just static.
Wild. That is what we're doing. We are here to inform, engage, entertain, inspire. We are on the Civic Media app. So wherever you're off to this holiday season, travel safely. If you're staying local, hope you get some chance to unwind and relax. Producer Dom, thank you again for having us on.
Happy holidays.
Oh, happy holidays, guys.
We love you even if you're a Bears fan. Jamie, thank you.
Thank you. Happy holidays to you and your partner as well.
Appreciate it. My name is Aaron. I'm out.
I'm Jamie.
This is
Dominic. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah.
Don't apologize. This is the John and Gordy Show. 92.7 WMDX.
No rules here.
Let the sun shine. It's the John and Gordy Show.